Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 156 on the 30th of January 2022 for Super Kelly Brothers Podcast. My name is Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
Welcome, everyone. We're trying something new. This is our second live show. The first live show we didn't tell anyone about. The second
You
live
didn't
show,
even tell me.
we didn't even tell
Was
Jody.
it?
No, it was live.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
right.
live. We actually have two people, so you're live in Channel 4, so don't swear.
Wow.
So how's things? How's your week?
Great. Yeah. I was.
Super.
We were a
Fantastic.
bit late coming on there because I was watching the last bit of Afterlife, Ricky Gervais Netflix, and he got me right at the end. Man, he got me with the tears.
It feels right. Yeah. Took you 10 minutes to compose yourself.
It did. So I had to kind of go and sort of punch myself in the face and man up.
Yeah.
I actually ran it off. That's what I did.
I caved this week. Remember how I said I was not going to rent or stream or but whatever it is, purchase Crave, subscribe to Crave.
Yes.
So I subscribed to Crave
for
Peacekeeper, mostly.
Peacemaker.
Sorry, Peacekeeper, something else.
Beekeeper.
Mm-hmm. And Sharon. Hello, Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Hello. And I caved because I was like, okay, everybody's talking about this John Cena show that I can never remember the name of. Pacemaker.
All
right. Pacemaker.
No, Peacemaker.
It's very good. Anyway, so I caved anyway and I got it. So we've got access to HBO shows now, which we didn't have before.
So I thought that was an HBO Plus, though.
Well, Crave is you get everything with it. You get the whole shebang. You've got like all the 8 seasons or 7 seasons, depending on who you are, of Game of Thrones. Silicon Valley's all there. Curb Your Enthusiasm, all that stuff. It's all available.
Oh, the Batman.
Probably when it arrives. Dune's not on there though.
What?
I noticed. Yeah.
That's not right.
I don't know. Well, sorry, that's not true. The original David Lynch version is on there, but not.
But Dune, when it got released in the cinema, it simultaneously came out on HBO Max.
Yeah, but it's not HBO Max, so it's Crave.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's different.
Which kind of this shot themselves in the foot a little bit.
I think so
with that, but you know.
Yeah. Should we chat about news?
The tea.
Yes.
Did that?
I may have actually clicked that twice. I do apologize, everyone. So the big news is that I'm actually going to be. We've done 2 new live shows, and I'm going to be on vacation for a couple of weeks. So here's the up and coming schedule, just for all y'all who want to know when our new live shows are going to be on. So we're still doing For Fett's Sake, which is our Boba Fett reaction video. That's episode 6. Is going to be on this Thursday, the 3rd of February. Then the next podcast episode is going to be the 20th of February. And then For Fett's Sake 7, which is the finale of Boba Fett, that is going to be on the 24th of February. So unfortunately, we've got a wee bit of wait for that. I'm afraid. Sorry, people.
Between the For Fett's Sake on Thursday and the podcast, I'll just be sitting here like this.
Yes, in a darkened room with crickets
waiting on you coming back,
because that's how it works. You could watch Afterlife again if you wanted.
I'm not watching that again.
No,
very good though. Very good.
Yes. Good news.
Good.
I don't know why this is in super crappy vision, but I'll go with it anyway. Joe Exotic was originally sentenced to 22 years in jail. He got his sentence reduced to 21 years in jail.
That's a total insult, isn't it? They are taking the mickey, aren't they?
Absolutely. That is just a kick in the teeth, isn't it?
Completely. poor guy's got prostate cancer.
I know.
Okay, he threatened to kill somebody, or that. Well,
It's
alleged.
conspiracy. Yeah. So he
Not even allegedly. He get done for it. He's in prison.
There was a sting operation, and the FBI guy was offered some money in exchange for removing Carol Baskins from the planet. I think is the phrase used. And the FBI then obviously went swarm, and that's how they got a hold of him.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's conspiracy to commit murder, I think, is what the actual charge is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is quite a hefty penalty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is reduced by 1 year. Why bother?
Well, I don't know if he's getting. See this the Peacock show that's coming out, right? Peacock are in trouble, by the way, apparently.
Oh, really?
Apparently,
How come that's not in the rundown?
Well, it should have been really, but it is now. Yeah, they're in trouble because I don't think they've been getting the kind of traffic they thought they were going to get and stuff like that. But they do have this Tiger King dramatization that's coming out, don't they?
They do.
And I wonder if Joe Exotic gets a little cut of that because it's about him. No,
I would doubt it.
There you go. Peacock loss.
Sorry, Sean saying that. Isn't it believed that Carol killed her last hubby? Well, yeah, that's the sort of rumor is that, and that's kind of what Joe Exotic has been sort of saying is that he did it. She did it. But the follow on.
The Tiger King 2 is heavy on that.
And it sounds like he was involved with some bad hombres, as a former president would once say, down in Costa Rica, and they or he liked single engine planes as well, and he used to fly a lot.
There's a lot going on there, though. When you watch the Tiger King 2,
no crime, exactly.
A lot of kind of information on both sides, kind of thing about what he was into and when he went to Costa Rica and things like that. So he was kind of, I'm saying dodgy dealer, but he was hanging about with the wrong type of people, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Things like that. So it's a bit kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's say. Excuse me.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, Peacock, the loss grows to 1.7 billion, which is not great. I mean, they're owned by Comcast, which is the sort of big telecoms company in America.
Is that NBC?
Yeah, NBC Universal.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So the Peacock division.
Peacock's not a great name, though, is it, for a kickoff?
Well, okay, it's named after this creature, which is the NBC Peacock, which is this logo here. Yeah. Which is the NBC Peacock.
Yeah, I know.
This thing here. That's why it's called Peacock.
Yeah, but why not just call it NBC Plus?
Well, like everybody else.
It's very trendy at the moment.
We should call the podcast that
Super Kelly Brothers Plus.
Yeah,
we should, shouldn't we? Yeah, missed that trick there, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, should have thought of that.
Dang it!
It's typical of us.
It wasn't. I don't think it was. I don't think that was trending at the time when we started this about 50 years ago.
155 episodes ago, which is we do one a week, so roughly 7 years ago.
7 years ago, we started podcasting.
No. 7 years ago, I think we had a bit podcast.
Right now, and I believe it.
3 years ago, I think it was. Was it 2018? So it was 4 years ago almost. We missed a couple of weeks.
It was just after World War II, I think we started.
During the war?
That's when we started. Yeah. Well, we were podcasting first, folks.
That's true. Yeah, we had a podcast first.
And then we went onto YouTube and had a really big deep dive.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a hit, so to say.
Yeah.
Talking of war, Secret Invasion. Samuel L. Jackson was spotted in the streets of Leeds, of all places.
Can I just say there, he looks like Captain Birdseye.
He looks a bit like the guy that says during the war.
He does.
Uncle Albert.
If you'd told me that was a remake of Only Fools and Horses, I'd have believed you.
And he was playing Uncle Albert.
See the person in the foreground there? Is that person's hair? Or is that a hat? That's a hell of a head of hair. That's Donald Trump hair levels.
Best haircut in the world. Everyone agreed.
Billions and billions and billions of follicles.
I think so. It's I can count them for you. 1, 2, 3. I think it's because it's set in Russia. That's where this is allegedly taking place. This bit here, because and the sleuths have been out because they checked the signage there, so you can see that it's all in Cyrillic there, and then the number plates are all Russian number plates as well. And Samuel L. Jackson's got his wee scars there, so I'm assuming this is taking place not long after Captain Marvel, maybe. I don't know.
Captain Marvel, no, he was young in Captain Marvel, though.
Yeah, but he's well, that's true. But he didn't have the scars like that, did he? In the original ones.
Well, we've been watching the
wearing my glasses again.
The Marvel movies in sequence, the cinematic Marvel movies. By the way, Disney, they've added in a couple of wee 15-minute things in there. Agent, what do you call him? Oh God, what ones have they added?
Fury?
No,
Agent
what's his
Carter?
pal's name? Agent Carter.
Oh, Coulson.
Right,
yeah.
And Carter.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of wee things in there just to kind of throw you out. Surely they shouldn't do that though, because it's cinematic. See these new wee 15-minute things they've made. They shouldn't.
This is this one-shot stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the one-shot stuff, that's all been in DVDs and Blu-rays and things. That's like the extra material in Blu-rays.
Oh, right.
And they've just collected them all together in one place.
But they've stuck it in the cinematic, universe.
Have they?
The timeline thing.
Okay.
Sequence. Yeah. But anyway, we've been watching them, so that is definitely old.
Yeah.
Old Samuel. Not young. So this is in Leeds.
Yeah, and James was saying there that hi James.
Hi James.
Prestwick Airport doubled as a Russian airport recently for a film as well.
Was that for a film about Tetris?
Oh, it might have been. Is that Alec Garland? No, Alec Garland. Andrew Garfield. Is he not in it?
Is he?
The Tetris movie, yeah.
I can't imagine how there's going to be a movie about Tetris. Is it about?
By the way, folks, if you're not used to this, this is what we do. We jump around all over the place.
See the Tetris movie, right? Is that about how the game was made? It's not going to be about like pixels.
It's so Taron Egerton's playing Hank Rogers. Hank Rogers have you seen the making of Tetris, the documentary?
No.
Okay, so Hank Rogers is a guy that's in charge of bulletproof software. And in fact, there you go. Roger Allen's going to play Robert Maxwell, who is in charge of Mirrorsoft at the time. So it's about the making of Tetris. And my guess is it will be how they got Tetris from behind the Iron Curtain and did all the deals with Nintendo and Tengen and Mirrorsoft and all these companies.
So it's going to be a documentary type thing.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be like
biopic
or something. Thing. Yeah.
And you're saying Robert Maxwell, as in Ghislaine Maxwell's...
Ghislaine Maxwell, yes.
Ghislaine
dad.
Maxwell's dad?
Yes.
Wow.
That's it there. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
And then Mikhail Gorbachev's in it.
Of course.
Yeah. There you go. There's a lot of people. Where's Alexi? I don't see Alexi. He's probably in there. Oh, there's a Nintendo programmer.
There you go. Well,
Boris the KGB man.
I kind of wondered what that was going to be like a kind of, the Pixels movie. I thought it might have been like...
they're flinging blocks at each other?
Real life Tetris game,
It's just 20 minutes of falling blocks.
Aye. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog's been done. Mario's been done. I thought, how the hell are they going to do Tetris the movie?
It's the making of.
Right, okay, fair enough.
The Tetris
cool.
Thing there.
Good point there, James.
Yep. And so Tetris is a thing. So Secret Invasion's a thing as well. So that's coming to Disney Plus. James made a point there about the streamers are going to be in trouble because they're basically spending, like, especially Netflix, which is spending like no tomorrow to get content onto their streaming services.
Yeah.
Because people just binge watch the shows and then they're done. What do they do next?
Is that a series invasion then?
Yeah.
It better be better than that Apple TV one. What was that called?
What was the Apple TV one?
Right.
Invaders.
Thing. Is it Invaders?
Is it Invaders? Yeah, I think it was Invaders.
It better be better than that.
No. That was a good show. I liked that show.
Didn't really go anywhere.
I like Tetris. That was the first game anyone got with their Game Boy was Tetris.
I remember being blown away when you got that Game Boy, and I'm like, because I was used to seeing like the Game and Watch series that we used to get when we were kind of kicking about, as kids, and to have a console in your hands that you could actually interchange,
swap out cartridges
for different games. It blew. Yeah. It's hard to describe just now, but
I know
it blew my little mind.
It's crazy thinking that like you can now download games onto something that's much smaller.
I know
in size.
Can't believe we're having this conversation, but anyway.
Two grumpy old men scream at cloud. Talking of grumpy old men.
Now you're talking.
Here's another segue for you. Peter Dinklage.
The Dinkinator.
Is in a bit of bother. So they're remaking Snow White.
Yes.
There's no mention of any other title. It's Snow White. Disney has always said we're remaking Snow White. And he was on a podcast because the thing about podcasts is people think they can speak their mind and it doesn't get out there on the internet. What? That is not true. That is not true. People will find the podcast you're on and they will hold you to account. So just be aware of what you're saying in podcast, people. If you're ever on one.
Is this me you're talking to?
Yes.
Right. Specifically.
So anyway, so he was on a podcast and he said that it's good that they've cast I think it's the actress from
West Side Story.
West Side Story, yes. Who is Latina. And they're saying it's very good of them to cast Latina in that part, but he takes exception to the fact that there's dwarfs in it, and Disney has said nothing about dwarfs.
Clues in the title, Peter.
Yeah, and well, the thing is that they're calling it the remake of Snow White. They're not mentioning anything else, so they're talking about mythical creatures and things now.
Right. So
he took it upon himself to bring into that there's dwarfs in it. Right. However, actors who wanted to be dwarfs in Snow White have now blasted Peter Dinklage, saying he's not King Dwarf.
Wow!
An actual quote from an actor. So yeah, he's got a bit of explaining to do as Peter, because they're basically saying that they are struggling actors. They want. Who wouldn't want a part in a Disney movie? And it seems like that's Peter Dinklage is like the go-to person if you need an actor with dwarfism.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what about us? When do we get a break? You've had your break. You're a millionaire now. Like, when do we get a break? And it's a fair point. However, to not fall afoul of Disney, they have stated on a number of occasions it's a Snow White remake. We never mentioned anything else about any other characters.
So is this going to be one of these right on, modern snowflake editions where we've got a Latina Snow White and the midgets are going to be like 5'9"?
Jody. It's dwarfs.
Sorry. Sorry.
My God. No, it's Disney has said it would be mythical. Disney has said it's mythical creatures. He's gone out and said we don't want any dwarfs in there because that's wrong, and they never mentioned anything about that.
Can midgets and dwarfs be in the same, group of 7 dwarfs?
I don't know. It's mythical creatures anyway. It's not
What do they
dwarves.
mean? What do they mean, mythical creatures? Though,
I'm assuming there'll be a talking hedgehog,
what
a
instead of dwarfs?
unicorn. I don't know what they'll do. It's Disney. They'll do something.
Is this one of these?
Here's a thought, Disney. Stop remaking these cartoons. Just leave them as they are. What's wrong with Snow White and the Seven, like the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
I want to see them doing.
Why do you need to remake it? They've remade the Lion King with the dead-eyed lion.
Yeah, did it beat for beat.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen that, and somebody kind of did it right, the Lion King, and they made it look real, right? But they kind of caricaturized the lions, so they looked more like the characters in the original cartoon, right? But it still looked real, right?
Yeah.
But it was stylized, right? I think that would have been a better route to go down, and then you know that it's not real lions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with this, I think they should go down the route of like Tintin or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And make it like maybe not beat for beat, because you can't win in that situation. When you do it, because people are going to scream, "Well, we've got the original movie. Why do you want to film it again the exact same way?" I'll tell you who else did that. Gus Van Sant, I think he did a remake of Psycho. Do you remember that?
Oh, the Michael Vaughn one?
Yes, Matthew
Vaughn.
Is it Matthew Vaughn? Not Matthew Vaughn.
No, not Matthew Vaughn.
Vincent.
Yeah,
Vince Vaughn. And he basically took the original story, Arthur C. Clarke storyboards. I'm only kidding.
Used all the same cameras and everything.
What do you call him? Alfred Hitchcock. Bloody hell. Albert Hitchcock.
Maybe we do need a wee vacation.
Maybe we shouldn't do this live.
Anyway,
Albert Hitchcock's. They scrapped Albert Hitchcock's, version of it, and then they got Alfred Hitchcock in, and then he did the movie. And the remake was beat for beat. That was it.
Yeah,
exactly the same as the original black and white version.
Yeah.
So why do that?
Why do that unless it's like a something for college?
They should kind of change it a little bit, and I think they should definitely stylize the creatures, because I don't want to see the dwarfs just looking like little guys. I want to see them with the big noses, and I want to see I want it to look like the
original 1937 cartoon.
Aye, but I also want them to add. This is pure. This is typical geek. I want this. I want that.
Yep. What about Snow White?
And if it doesn't happen, I wouldn't like it.
Snow White in space, and you can have like Ugnaughts.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because instead of in the mine, they're in the trash compactory thing. They're sorting stuff out in Bespin.
As long as you don't use the word slave now in a Star Wars.
That's true. Yeah.
Leah's slave costume out.
Okay.
Slave 1 out.
Yeah.
Me. 5 minutes.
Well, now
I need to just snip. I can't believe we're doing this live because
you need to go.
Sorry, I never went before. Listen, Oliver Stone did this in a Joe Rogan, and if it's all right with him, it's okay with me.
All right,
I'll be
back in 2 minutes, people.
Sorry. Guys. Sorry.
It's all right. Well, it makes it slightly better of a segue then. Okay, so China has decided that they're going to change the Fight Club ending so that the authorities win.
This is bizarre.
Oh my god, this is so crazy. So, I mean, this is a 23-year-old movie now, so it's hardly spoilers at this point. But turn away now if you haven't seen Fight Club. So at the very end of it, Project Mayhem comes to fruition, and the buildings start to fall of all the credit card companies. Not entirely sure what they're trying to achieve from Project Mayhem, but that's the end of the movie. Anyway, so just before that happens,
End of consumerism and all that.
yeah, well, yeah, that's the idea. So at the end of the movie, he stands very similar to the way Luke and Leia stand at the end of Empire Strikes Back. It cuts to black at that point in China, and then a card comes up. Through a clue provided by Tyler, the police rapidly figure out the whole plan and arrest all the criminals, successfully preventing the bomb from exploding. After the trial, no mention of a trial just now, but okay. After the trial, Tyler is sent to a lunatic asylum receiving psychological treatment. He's discharged from the hospital in 2021. The end.
Wow.
Wow.
Why?
David Fincher, he referred to it as dystopian. Yeah.
So the film company must have agreed to do that then. The Chinese haven't just done that, slapped that on, re-edited it themselves.
I mean, they could. It's the Chinese government. I don't know what they can do.
No, they can't do that through copyright law, surely. You can't mess about with. Or can they just do?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. I should have went. It won't happen again, I promise. Do you know? I should have went before.
It's okay. It's fine. You gotta go. So yeah, I mean, in theory, yes, they could do it. I mean, it's their laws. They can censor things.
Yeah, but they're adding their own content into the end of a movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, Tyler Durden was in adding content into the movie as well.
Yeah, but surely they need the studio's approval for that. You can't just do that. That'd be like us doing that here. The Scottish cut of it, when we add like a bagpipe solo at the end, and say at the end, Tyler Durden learnt the bagpipes and ate haggis and had a great time. Does it make sense?
Yeah, there it is. This is the. I don't know what I've clicked on here. Yeah, there you go. That's what comes up.
That's what comes up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And apparently there's a previous thing. Yeah, Mark Collins. This is from another movie called Blood Debts.
Right.
And it's the same thing.
So they've done it before?
Yes, they've done it before. Yeah.
So I wonder why they've done that then. Is that because of just to say, look, crime doesn't pay and, the authorities will always get you at the end?
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not understanding that, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's not a true story. It's done that as if it's like a true story, as if, so.
But it's it feels very Ingsoc 1984 type thing where it's like they just and we were always at war with Tyler Durden.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How good is Fight Club though? Jeez, man.
I watched it the day before Meatloaf died, and it is fantastic. I mean, that was last week, so oh my god, so good. And going into it with I was thinking, I was saying at the time that going into it knowing that he's got a split personality.
Yeah, it's a totally different film.
It actually makes it so much better.
Yeah, it's a totally different film.
It could actually, you could argue that spoiling the twist might make it a better movie.
No, I think it's great. I think it's like watching two different movies. Do you not think?
Okay.
When you watch it the first time, you're like,
maybe.
Oh, all right, it was that. And then you watch it, rewatch it.
It's a movie you can watch twice the first two first times.
That is, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And you can't say that about many movies, so hats off to David Lynch and the entire David Fincher, even.
David, yeah, and Albert Einstein, and
And the other great director, Stephen McSteely, whatever his name is,
he's great.
And George Lucas plugs.
George Orwell, he's a great director. Brilliant director.
He's still working in China.
Aye.
Talking of great directors, Bryce Dallas Howard is getting a lot of praise. Quite rightly so, it has to be said, because she's done a fantastic job of all three Mandalorian episodes. Yeah. I'm calling it what it is. All three Mandalorian episodes that she's done. So yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard deserves to direct her own Star Wars trilogy.
Give her a film at least.
I know. Yeah, I know.
People are talking about. It's amazing.
It is. It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, there's obviously a lot of there's some family history there as well.
Yeah.
Because her dad, Ron Howard, worked with George Lucas, so there's that nice little connection there. The fact that she's gone into the same sort of profession as her dad, first day acting and then directing. There's a lot of talent in that family. They're obviously very good at it. But yeah, she does a great job.
Ron saved the solo movie as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Who are you going to call to do that? They could have got Bryce Dallas Howard. Probably.
People are talking about maybe doing a a solo sequel and get them involved.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a solo sequel. I'll be honest with you.
I know.
Quite open to it.
Actually, can we get Bryce Dallas Howard to do another solo movie?
That's what I'm saying.
Find out what happened to the Crimson Dawn. Crimson Dawn.
You trying some dentures for somebody else?
I don't know what I'm doing. I've said it 2 times before this, and now it's the 3rd time. But Bryce Dallas Howard needs to direct a Star Wars movie. # Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Totally agree, 100%. First episode was the AT-AT one, wasn't it? The ATST.
The ATST one, the Blue Harvest one,
which made ATSTs
amazing,
100 times scarier than they've ever been in the Star Wars movies.
There was just no weight to them in Star Wars, and then this one comes in, it's crashing through the forest. And it's I don't like it at all.
Brilliant. And then the Bo-Katan episode, I think
episode. That was after the episode.
Which I loved. I loved that one.
Episode, yeah.
The spider one.
Yeah, the spider one where he's gone up with the eggs. Like, more eggs.
And I said, do you know what? Right, I'd got a couple of because I collect the old 3.75-inch figures, and I got the Armorer, and I got Moff Gideon, and I've got two Mandalorian figures. One with his old armor, and then one with the Beskar shiny. But I suppose there's a few more variations, but there's a variation with you get the spiders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm like, God damn it.
Thank Ferrick, even. Yeah. Give her something, man.
Yeah. Give her something. Come on, Catherine Kennedy.
I know. Do the right thing. Okay. Sticking to Star Wars. Electronic Arts and Lucasfilm Games announced. Maybe they were LucasArts. I miss LucasArts.
They were.
Announced a new Star Wars title in development. Sorry, 3 new Star Wars titles in development. One is going to be part of the Jedi series. So it's going to be Star Wars Jedi something, but it might not be a direct sequel to Fallen Order.
I thought it was.
Might be. Might not be.
All right.
And 2 other games. They mentioned something about a real-time strategy. I seem to remember seeing something about that.
Right.
Where did I see that?
There was a game announced a long time ago. Do you remember? And it showed footage or a photograph anyway of Tatooine. Do you remember that? A couple of years ago. and nothing's been kind of said about it. I don't know if it was EA though.
There's this one as well, which we should probably point out.
Yeah, the 1313
Yeah.
footage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which looks really cool actually. So what year was that coming out?
See, this looks more like Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it's kind of a bit of Mandalorian, a bit Boba Fett. It's almost like they don't have the. It's the early years where he's wearing Jango Fett's helmet.
Yeah. And he's not got his jetpack either.
No, he doesn't. No, and it's a different rifle and a whole bunch of other things.
So it looks a bit different.
Yeah.
And it's obviously unfinished. A lot of the textures aren't there and stuff. Looks cool though. I like this chase sort of parkour type, and plus they've added the meat scene from the last. Well, they didn't add it, but that obviously was there, which is quite funny. I wonder why they released this as a clip.
I don't know.
Well, why would they do that, Sloan?
The
games industry.
I don't. So I believe it's a leak more than anything else, but it's very, very similar. Like, there's a lot of mechanics in there that are very similar to Jedi Fallen Order.
There are, which was sort of copied from Uncharted.
Yeah,
what was kind of mechanics.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this is the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I wonder why would it get to this stage and then you wouldn't release it as well?
I mean, it's not finished.
I know, but why would you get to I mean, it's I know it's not finished, but there's gameplay there clearly, and level design and things like that.
Well, the reason why it wasn't finished is because during the production of this, they shut down LucasArts because
was this a LucasArts?
Yeah,
right, okay. But it also looks to me like reasonably new gen. It's not like it's like PlayStation 4 maybe.
It's 10. It must be about 10 years old. See this bit here. This is Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. So do you think they've maybe taken some of that code for?
I think
some ideas.
At least some of the ideas, anyway. Maybe not some code, but certainly it's very similar to like the opening sequence on that planet that what is it? They're breaking up the ships.
Yeah.
Begins with B. I'm gonna remember the name of it, but yeah, that planet.
It's great. Fallen Order's great. There's some kind of annoying bits in it, but they kind of I get a bit lost in some of the levels, but that might just be me. That bit was fantastic. I love that bit.
Oh, I haven't seen that bit yet.
Oh, we don't go to that bit yet?
I need to get back to it. Yeah, I've been playing Crackdown 3, so this is a weird story. This one, so sticking with kind of sci-fi for this one. Jodorowsky's animated Dune in development says Crypto Group.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I just thought it was quite an interesting story. Basically, somebody's bought the rights to the concept art. Is that right?
Okay.
£2 million.
The way the article says it, and I have to agree with them, is just because you buy a copy of the book doesn't mean to say you have the copyright on that book. So you can walk into it's basically it's essentially they walked into very posh Waterstones and bought a copy of 1984, and they're going like, we've got the rights to 1984, and they don't. They've got concept material. Yeah,
but does it not mean that they've bought the sort of intellectual property of it?
Of that book, yes. But they haven't bought the intellectual property of Dune, because that's owned by whoever owns Dune. I mean, I'm assuming Warner Brothers owns the movie rights for it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, the fact that Warner Brothers owns the movie rights for it, right, making a live action movie. But if they've bought that, I bet there's some small print that they could make a animated version.
Well, they'd have to do a deal with. They'd have to do a deal with whoever owns Frank Herbert's estate to do that.
Yeah. So do you? Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works, to be honest with you. Wait a minute here. They did not have rights to adapt the novel, and instead were playing ahead with creating the original animated series. So are they using the artwork and concepts to make
some other thing,
original story, but using
that concept art.
Using that.
Yeah. I mean, good on them.
Did you ever
there's
did
not
you
much
ever
stopping
see the
doing that.
his
No,
his
I saw it.
documentary about it?
I saw bits and pieces of the documentary. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I couldn't find an English subtitle version of it, so it was all in
You and I
French.
watched it. You
And
and I
I'm like,
watched it. It was me and you
did we?
watched it the last time you were here,
Did
and
we?
and it was in French. Yes, and you're like, Jodie, I don't know if I can watch this because it's in French and there's no
There's no
subtitles.
subtitles. Yeah,
Or Spanish or whatever it was.
yeah,
And we kind of ditched it, but I managed to get a version of it that was had proper subtitles and stuff. It was
right.
really interesting, and I tell you what, it's amazing how much some of the concept art's been used, like in Star Wars, and used in like the original Superman movie and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
see the opening scene that they storyboarded.
Uh-huh.
The original Superman the movie basically does that. It goes through you're like going through galaxies
really?
and planets and past and it's the same thing. Yeah, quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like Dune, I don't know if I don't know. Let's just give it to Dennis Villeneuve. He did a cracking job with the first part of it. So
Yeah,
I'm quite happy waiting for the next ones that come out from him.
Yeah, just on Dennis Villeneuve, his next project is going to be the Arthur C. Clarke
Rama
book. No, is it that actually? Well, I think you might be right.
Because that would be amazing.
Because I'm getting mixed up here a bit.
Oh, that would be good. Let me just have a wee look. Dennis Villeneuve from Quebec, of course. Local lad.
Yep. One of your best pals.
Yes. Where do you see upcoming projects? Dune Sisterhood. Rendezvous with Rama.
So is it?
Oh.
There you go.
Oh my God.
You heard it here first, kids.
Oh.
Tell your friends.
I can't. If there's one series of books I would like to see made into a movie and get anyone to direct, it's him. And it's that series of books. I'd love that because it was Rendezvous with Rama, Gardens of Rama, and Rama Revealed, I think. And I think there was another one. But basically Bananarama. But Arthur C. Clarke wrote it, and Geddy Lee. Was it Gentry Lee? Geddy Lee. God almighty. Geddy Lee's the bass player of Rush. Gentry Lee, he took over the writing of it towards the end. But yeah.
There you go. So he's going to do some, fantastic job with that.
Yeah,
see science fiction right now, kind of visionary stuff. He is the man at Villeneuve, isn't he?
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Rendezvous with Rama, Rama 2, Gardens of Rama, Rama Revealed. And then Gentry Lee wrote 2 further novels. Oh, I didn't know that. Bright Messengers and Double Full Moon Night. Yeah, I've read all of them except for the Gentry Lee ones. But yeah, all of those, they were fantastic reads. I loved it, and I had to wait for that one because I read it in about 1990, and just as I was reading it, that one came out, and then I had to wait for that one. I was like, yes,
there you go.
It is fantastic, and it's multi-generational. They've got these creatures in it called the octo spiders. Oh my god, it's such a good book. Series of books, really good. I'm really looking forward to that now because the octo spiders are kind of similar. Abbott and Costello in Arrival. The aliens in Abbott and Costello.
In Arrival?
Yeah, that's what the aliens are called, Abbott and Costello.
All right, okay.
They're kind of like octospidery type things. And I was like, God, that'd be good to see that. And now he's doing it. That's fantastic.
That book was by Dave Chang. Is it Dave Chang? The Arrival. It was a short story.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
I read the book. I actually got the short story. I got that book because of that short story, and I read that short story and didn't read any of his other ones. It's good stuff.
They're remaking HeMan and the Masters of the Universe
They are.
at Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Talking of companies hemorrhaging money. So this is
Yeah.
obviously not the remake. This is Dolph Lundgren,
Mm-hmm.
and a fresh-faced Tom Paris from Star Trek Voyager down there as well.
No.
He plays Billy or something. I'm going to assume his character's name is, because he's a human and he's on Earth, and we need a human Earth
Billy.
name,
Yeah.
and we'll call him Billy. And she'll be Sarah, probably. I'm going to say. I don't even know if that's true.
Billy Everyman.
Yeah. Masters.
Yeah, well, they've had a stab at this on Netflix already with the animation, and it didn't go down too well because it concentrated in She-Ra, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never watched it. He-Man was a wee bit beyond, kind of...
Courtney Cox is in it.
We were a wee bit too old for He-Man, weren't we?
Yeah. Kevin is the kid's name.
There you go. Kevin Everyman.
Wait, is that... Hold on a minute. Is that Courtney Cox?
Could be.
She plays Julie. What did I say she was called? Sarah. I was way off. Off.
Yeah. Should be ashamed of yourself.
I know, should be. Anyway, so yeah, that's happening at Netflix.
Yeah, it's funny.
Transformers, good for them, I guess.
It's funny they're having another stab at it, isn't it? And Kevin Smith, though, was a big He-Man fan, and it didn't go too well. I don't know if that was just the He-Man fanboys kind of dissing it, or if it was not good. But
how did we miss He-Man though in Masters Universe? Because I remember watching it, but never like watching. Never been like, oh wow, I've got to watch this. Like it was never
the movie.
No, like He-Man in general. I don't remember us being that invested in it. The cartoon.
I did watch the cartoon, but no, I think we're starting to kind of get away from.
Because there was a whole ton of them at the time. There was like Mask and Thundercats and
Turtles,
all those kind of things. The Mutant Turtles, Ninja Turtles, Mutant Turtles.
Thundercats, that was around the same time. But I think we discovered video games, and I think that took over.
That was it. Mm-hmm. That was it for us. Because I remember the Transformers video game. It was terrible. It was all platforms, and you're going, why is it platforms? And like they're all wheeled vehicles. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we talk about what we watched this week?
Yeah.
Okay then. Wait until I find my. So, what are you watching?
Well, last night we watched John Wick 3.
Oh, aye.
Finished off the trilogy. Academy Award-winning John Wick movies.
Is that Parabellum or Antebellum or whatever it's called?
I've no idea, but I'll tell you what it was.
Too long?
Bad.
Is that the one with Ruby Rose in it?
Ruby Rose? It's got Halle Berry in it.
Is that the one where he goes to Morocco?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. It's basically the one where all the bounty hunters are get their thing in their flip phones.
Yeah.
And they're like
in their Vic 20s.
Yeah. It's a Commodore. Well, is it a Vic 20?
I think it's a 64. Actually, I think
it was a Commodore 64. I quite like them actually. It's quite a cool kind of wee thing. And Morbius is in it as well, obviously. From Matrix. There's no plot basically, and it's just fighting. I like a bit of a plot, at least. I think 1 and 2 had a bit going for it. As far as that was concerned, 2 certainly did. One was a revenge thing because his dog and his stuff. Second one had quite a bit of a plot. This one doesn't have a plot, and the action sequences are good, but I came away from it at the end going, "How the hell is he not dead?" After what happened to him.
Yeah, anyway. He has plot armor. That's why.
Yes, exactly that. So that was fun. We've been watching this thing on Apple TV called The Servant.
Oh, aye.
It's got guy from the ginger lad from Harry Potter. What's his name?
Rupert Grint.
Yes, that's him. And it's the lad from
I
Rock
remember
and
his
Roller.
name right, but I can't remember anyone else's name right.
The guy from Rock and Roller as well, the Guy Ritchie movie. Anyway, they're in it.
Jason Statham.
By the way, we have been blasting that series.
James Fleming. Jason
No.
Fleming.
No. Dark-haired lad. Anyway, we've been blasting
Winston.
that. We've been blasting that series. It's season 1 by like that. They're only 38 minutes long.
Oh, nice.
And which I quite like. And there's 10 episodes per season, and there's 3 seasons. So we're almost on the 3rd season.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, so total blasting. It's really good, really weird. I like weird stuff, as you know.
Yes.
And it's basically this couple in New York or Philadelphia, I think they actually are, in America, and they have a baby, right? Whatever happens, they no longer have a baby, but they've got like one of these kind of doll baby, these kind of real babies.
Yeah.
Those kind of thing. They look and the floppy babies and stuff, and they look really realistic.
Yeah.
So the next thing they've got one of those, and you don't know why, and then they hire a nanny, and the for the fake baby, and the nanny seems to go along with it, right?
How bad are you if you need a nanny for a fake baby?
I know, and but the nanny goes along with it, not kind of questioning anything.
Okay.
And then the dad, when the wife's like obviously going through some sort of grief, like they've lost a baby or something, so they've got this, but you don't know how it's happened. And the dad's like that to the nanny, that, she's not here, you don't need to keep the act up, kind of thing. But the nanny's like, I don't know what you mean, kind of thing. The baby needs changed, And so he's like going, wait a minute, am I the
Am I the gaslighty?
Am I the guy? Exactly. Right. So, and it's M. Night Shyamalan
Ding Dong.
That is involved in it. To what capacity, I'm not entirely sure, but he does direct a couple of episodes.
The twist will be it's all in the baby's mind.
Oh, honestly, we're in season 2 now, man. It is like twisty turny. It's like I don't know where the hell this thing's going, but it's really there's a lot of dark humour in it as well. Rupert Grint is, now that I know his name, is bloody funny in it. He's really good. They're all really good.
He was in a Nick Frost thing, Sick Note or something it was called.
Yeah, he was. Aye, that was good as well.
That was good.
Aye, that was good. But he pretends he's got cancer.
Yeah.
Aye. That's really good as well.
Yeah.
But this is like done almost like you could imagine it done as a play on stage because it's like a limited cast.
Okay.
It's all kind of in the house really. Most of it is just rooms in the house. It's not like there's no like outdoor stuff. So yeah, it's really good, man. I really like it.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what Friday night movie was. It was Blades of Glory.
Now that
still funny.
It's a great movie.
Still funny.
See the chase with Will Arnett and Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Along the
at the end of the movie. Yeah.
They're climbing up the stairs at the end.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, it's really funny. Still, it takes a wee while to get going, but once it does, it's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Always remember the sort of the ice skating routines being off the scale.
Yeah.
A lot of crotch activity.
Yeah.
Funny. Obviously, we just finished Afterlife as well, which was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Tears at the end. Everyone
Tears
looked
of
at
joy.
me. Everyone looked at me, and I'm like, "Yes, I'm crying." So yeah, it was good.
So is that it ended then? Is that the end of the season, or is that gone?
That's it. Finished. Aye.
Oh wow.
3 seasons.
Okay. Wow.
So that was good as well. And I've been playing the Switch, obviously.
Because you're getting new joysticks.
Yeah. So I got a game, Disco Elysium, which is a kind of point and click thing. Very much 18 certificate kind of.
Is it? Okay.
thing. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
And that's good. Banjo-Kazooie came out on the N64. The online arcade thing that they've got. So that's cool. Been continuing with Zelda.
Can't wait for it to come out in Game Pass.
Will it? Well, have you seen it? Actually, they've done a comparison between the Banjo-Kazooie that you have on your Xbox, because it's a kind of fancy Dan version, whereas the one in the Switch is more accurate to the N64.
I've got the one on the Switch. I actually bought the 20th anniversary birthday edition or something.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah. Oh, no, Banjo-Kazooie. What am I talking about? Crash Bandicoot. Ladies and gentlemen, I can only apologise. That's about the 5th mistake I've made with names this podcast.
Aye, Banjo-Kazooie.
Right, I'll stop talking.
Aye. And I've also Oxenfree as well. I've been playing another point-and-click one.
Right.
Which is a great game. The sequel just came out, I think, or it's coming out. So, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Cool. Well, obviously, we watched Boba Fett this week.
Yes.
Which felt much more like season 3, episode 1 of The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Cracking episode, beautifully directed, as we've mentioned, by Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a fantastic director, and she should get her own Star Wars, at least a Star Wars movie. Like, give her the Solo franchise. Give her that.
Yeah.
She'll do a great job with it.
Yeah.
Because she's done a great job with those three. Like that felt. We mentioned that in Boba Fett. Like, I've mentioned it anyway. That 50 minutes of felt like there was more content in there than there was in the sequel trilogies. Trilogy.
See from watching that, she understands what Star Wars is when you watch that episode.
Yeah, because she understands what a good story is.
I don't think Robert Rodriguez does. See the episode he did in the Boba Fett?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's lost his way a wee bit. He's not the man that did El Mariachi and what was the other one? Desperado, yeah. He's not that man anymore.
Is that not a remake of El Mariachi?
Kind of.
Okay.
They're the same character, but they're different movies.
Yeah. So watch Boba Fett, watch Peacemaker, watch the first episode and immediately watch the second episode.
That's great.
Oh my god. It's how can I'm asking this gently because I've given up with DC pretty much. Like the movies, I don't really watch them. I don't really follow them. Never give up. Never surrender. What are you? Oh, Commander. We have looked at the historical documents. From that other movie. He's so good in that part. Anyway, Peacemaker though is in a league of its own. It is fantastic. The cast are amazing. I don't know how they there's no way they could make this in a movie because the MPAA would not give them a certificate.
No.
It would be NC-17. It wouldn't be R, it would be NC-17. So I'm glad it's on television because a lot of the humor just wouldn't land. The bit where he's given John pelters about sending his dad to prison, and he's going, "You could have picked anyone in the world, anyone," and he runs through all these people.
Yeah,
so funny, and he mentions about the entire cast of Riverdale.
Does he? I didn't know that. He's
so good.
I think it's better than the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, it is. Yeah. For that to come out of that, brilliant.
Yeah, I quite liked Suicide Squad, but
it was good. Yeah, but again, the best. I thought the best part of Suicide Squad though was Harley Quinn's stuff. Yeah. Like all her stuff, like the whole interrogation part of it, the bit where she's having dinner with the El Presidente guy.
Oh, brilliant!
Really that whole bit. And then he admits, and of course, who doesn't like killing kids? And she's like, "Oh, so good." Anyway, so Peacemaker, highly recommend it. Hit Monkey, we've watched.
I watched one.
We watched one
on your recommendation.
Yeah, we watched one, and then we watched another 4. So we watched like halfway through the season. So I think we've got 2 episodes left. We'll probably finish that tonight.
Which is a Marvel thing.
Yeah, Marvel. It's through Stars though, so it's part of. It was a Hulu exclusive. I think it started in November last year. It was released out. So Jason Sudeikis is the main guy in it. He's the main character. There's a monkey, and then there's his ghost familiar type dude, and Jason Sudeikis is the ghost familiar guy. So he's the guy that does all the sort of narration and sort of exposition and things, and he's hilarious. Jason Sudeikis is a funny guy, and this is really good.
And it's another adult thing. It's not a kid's
very adult. Yes, it's very, very violent. There's no one of those ones where they cut you with a knife and like there's no blood. It's like it's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's
like a manga, almost
really good.
Sort of blood.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yes.
I tell you, sorry, I'd forgotten. Me and Danny have we'd been watching that Arcane on Netflix, right? First 2 episodes, and I was like, this is okay. And then I was reading or I saw online somebody was saying stick with Arcane. Episodes 3 onwards gets really good. Watch Arcane.
Okay, I'll write
Holy
it down.
moly! By the way,
it's Arcane.
Yeah, that's good. It's brilliant.
Right, I will do that. Because we've got access to HBO now. Landscapers was on. Is an HBO.
Oh my god! By the way,
I watched that. I turned the page, can't put it down. Amazing performances all round. The direction in it is just
so original.
Chef's kiss. Like there's a bit in it where she goes like, "All right, is that what you're telling? Is that the story? Right then, come on then." And she drags her out of the set.
So original.
And takes her to this other part of the set and throws her in. When he goes, "Right, where were you standing? Oh no, that's right, you were standing over here." And like does all these like stages. Oh my god, it was so good.
I know.
And there's a bit in it where they pick up a bus and they decide they're going to go to the pub. And the pub's only another set, and the set lights up. And it's it's just so good. Like,
I know.
Just
did I talk about this before?
Original. You did, yeah. You mentioned it to me, and I was like, oh man, I've got to see that. Olivia Colman and David Thewlis.
Off the scale, good.
Just he is brilliant. A bit where he like does the shooting thing.
Roy Rogers thing.
All that interspace thing because they're obsessed with cowboy movies.
And Gerard Depardieu.
And just amazing. Just amazing. And a bizarre tale as well.
It's one of the best things I've seen for, I don't know, 10 years or something.
So that was Olivia Colman's husband that created that show.
He wrote it. It's a true story, right? But he thought it'd be an interesting idea to flip the story and make it a sentimental thing about the couple and make it totally different to, a normal crime drama that, you would see a million times. It's unbelievably good.
It's really good. It's
good.
Really, really good. I can't go. Like I watched the first 2 episodes back to back, and I was going to sleep at night, and all I could think of was those 2 episodes.
That's so good.
Brilliant.
It's only 4. I think it's just 4. Is it?
Yeah, I watched the 2 episodes the next night.
Yeah.
Really good. In contrast, though, I watched Stay Close on Netflix, which is the same guy that wrote The Stranger.
Yes, we've been watching this.
Not as good as The Stranger. The Stranger kept me hooked. This was much more of we watched, I think there's like 6 episodes. We watched the first 4 episodes in one sitting. Binged it because Sam was over on Friday. It was okay.
Yeah, we've been struggling watching it, I must admit, as well. It's been like, no, it's not been one of those ones. That Servant one's taken over for us. Like, let's watch another one. Whereas that one hasn't. And I was thinking to myself, God, we watched that and that one, The Tourist, with Jamie Dornan. In fact, God, I missed another movie. We watched that Belfast movie with Jamie Dornan
Okay,
in it.
yeah, the biographical
Kenneth
tale from
Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. Yeah,
Yeah.
not good, huh?
Do you know? I think for what it is, right?
Mhm.
I don't know what it's meant to me. See, when I think about it as if it's a musical, even though it's not a musical, but it's done in a really kind of
See, I thought that from the trailers.
fake looking way.
Because there's a bit in it where they're standing at either side of each other and they kind of do a kind of spin, like that's part of the trailer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is this like the Heights? It felt the Heightsy. I know it's in black and white. Well, the trailer's in black and white. I don't know if the movie is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But yeah, they kind of come together and they
There's
kind
colour
of
bits in it, but
yeah.
But I mean, it's meant to be like a story about a family
You know,
living,
black and white as well. I can't watch movies in black
sort of
and
living
white.
in Belfast when the troubles, like Protestant Catholic sort of
Yeah.
troubles. Not really IRA stuff, but it kind of skirts over a lot. It's not really about that, even though it's more in the background. Whereas I thought it was going to be
like the Derry Girls.
but I thought it was going to be like him getting recruited and going against his family and things like that, and that was going to be all gritty and stuff. No,
did he get recruited?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then.
No.
Sam refuses to watch it on the grounds of Kenneth Branagh's in it, and it's about him.
He's not in it.
Well, sorry, he's directed it though.
What's she got against him?
She hates Kenneth Branagh.
Why?
Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson were married, and Kenneth Branagh had an affair. Well, he was married to Emma Thompson with Helena Bonham Carter, who she also refuses to watch anything that she's in,
right?
Because she really likes Emma Thompson,
right? Okay,
so she refuses point blank to have anything to do with it. And I'm like, but Hercule Poirot, and she's going, I don't care. She likes Agatha Christie, but she won't watch the movies.
It can make a film, that's for sure.
Well, Third Art World.
Jamie Dornan is good in it. The girl from Outlander, she's great, man. I think she's a fantastic. She should really be up there. And it's about time she get a starring role in a movie. She's absolutely up there, and she's great in this. I think she's the best actor in that movie.
Talking of the Scottish Highlands, I watched Skyfall. That was our Friday movie.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I kind of hijacked your bit there. Sorry.
That's all right. I just thought I'd segue into it because it's Outlander, Scotland.
So, had you seen Skyfall?
Oh, aye. Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Did you not enjoy it that time round?
No.
Really? Too daft.
Honestly, it's Home Alone. It's like it doesn't make the third act doesn't make any sense. Like, I get the fact that you're using her as bait. Did you actually have to use her as bait? Like, could you not sent her to Iceland, and then you could have gone in there and then done that, and then why didn't you all just sneak in there because you knew he was going to destroy the place anyway? So
spoilers.
I know.
It's an old film. Come on, guys.
I know it's 2012, 10 years old. You must have seen it by now. Yeah. The other thing is as a baddie, what was he hoping to achieve? What was his goal?
Not sure. That's one of the most successful up until this new one.
I'll tell you why it's successful. The theme song is amazing still.
Skyfall. Who did it?
Yeah. Adele.
Was it Adele? Cancelling her concerts left, right, and centre.
Oh yeah, she's cancelled her residency.
Has she completely cancelled it now?
Well, no, she's
wasn't ready.
Postponed it because it's not ready because of COVID, which is understandable because it's difficult to get people.
I think we spoke about this, didn't we, actually.
I don't know if we did, but I remember we didn't mention it in the story. But we might mention it last week. But yeah, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, it's it's not her fault. But yeah, she was on tearful and all that kind of stuff, and saying, "I'm really sorry, I've let everybody down." It's like,
bless her.
I'm pretty sure we all understand. I mean, we're all a bit, oh, that's a shame we can't go and see Adele in Las Vegas, but I'm sure it will be a better show if you get more time. So I think everyone's fine about it. She's obviously a bit upset about it. Because of what's happened. But yeah, getting back to Skyfall.
Yep.
Yeah, she's in.
So did I.
She's in a lot of adverts. I noticed Helena Bonham Carter. Did she not do one for Tetley Tea or something as well? Or maybe that is the Sophology advert where she's making herself tea. She's going around the house and she's making herself tea. And she goes, "A lovely cup of tea," and she kind of plonks herself down the sofa. I saw her recently in Fight Club. I thought she was great. I don't know. I think she's a great actress. But anyway, Sam won't have anything to do with her because of that. Skyfall. Getting back to Skyfall. I don't know. Everything just felt a bit meh about it. It didn't feel. It also, and people have been complaining about the last episode of Mandalorian killing the momentum of the show. This killed the momentum of James Bond, because you start off with Casino Royale. There's this big, crazy, terroristic thing, organization out there. Oh, it's going to be scary. And then he gets to the next movie and he finds his way up to the next guy in the level. And then the third movie, he's Kevin McAllister. and
Skyfall, the one that was the fight on the train at the start.
Yes, Take the Shot.
Yeah. Aye, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, with Naomi Harris.
So that was the first one that was directed by
Sam Mendes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he got to direct another one, didn't he?
Also, the other thing that slightly annoyed me about it was it's the first one I think I've seen that in the modern era of James Bond that the music wasn't composed by David Arnold. And
it
didn't feel like a James Bond movie because of that. Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. I thought he did them all now.
No. Skyfall 2012. Where is it?
Skyfall, nothing but Skyfall. Is that the theme tune? Yeah.
That is a theme tune, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah.
How did you know?
Yeah. We'll probably get a hit for that.
Probably.
Because of my
it was dead accurate.
Amazing singing.
Why can I not see cast? I mean, cinematography wise, it was great. It was the great Roger Deakins, who did 1917. If y'all want a reference, Roger Deakins. It was this guy Thomas Newman, and what did he do? He did Skyfall. He did Wall-E. Oh, he did 1917. Oh, Sam Mendes. Is he? Did he do some? Is Sam?
He must be Sam Mendes' guy.
Sam Mendes' guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did Spectre. He was the conductor on Spectre.
Oh, there you go then. He must be his guy.
Maybe they brought him back in.
Yeah.
Is this Sam Mendes as well?
We should get a guy to do all our music.
Guy.
Yeah.
This is Sam Mendes, yeah. All cast and crew.
Yeah.
So who did this for this? Oh, God, you scroll all the way down here again.
Oh, God. I'm getting vertigo.
I'm getting vertigo as well.
Jeez, man. Look at the right-hand side, how much you're going to have to scroll down.
It's Thomas Newman again. Newman. Yeah. So, for that reason, it doesn't... I don't know. What do you think?
Do you know what I need to stop doing? And you podcasters won't be able to know this because they're audio only. But see, the longer the show goes on, the closer I get to like the monitor. I'm like, at work as well. But by the end of the day, I'm at work. I'm like this.
You got a wee greasy smudge in your monitor.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, you need looking so closely at the bloody monitor. That's no funny.
Is it because you need a prescription monitor?
Do you know it might be actually?
Yeah.
Prescription monitor. Do you know? Remember the movie Brazil?
You need those magnifying things. Yes. Used to the Fresnel lens that they used to put in front of.
exactly that. That's what I need. And even then, I'd probably still be like that.
That's brilliant.
I need to stop doing
Anyway.
that. It's such a bad habit. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, so David Arnold's out obviously from doing this, which I think is a great shame because he was honestly one of the best Bond composers. Like he brought back in the Monty Norman down, like that was his, and then he put like a disco beat on the back of it. Oh my god,
He's got a proper cinematic sensibility, though. You know.
Yeah, well, a bit of the grandiose about him.
Aye, even his solo stuff that he does, you know, it's got kind of break beats and things in it.
Yeah,
but it's got that cinematic resonance.
Yeah, because it's. I was saying to Enemy, I said, you know what's missing in this is the themes, the Bond themes. You know that like he's sneaking around theme when he does that.
Frere Jacques,
Frere Jacques, yeah. Obviously, I'm not getting
one of my favourites. I love that theme. I love that Bond theme. Yeah, it's magic.
Anywho,
time to take
you know the one. How hard? Time for your cocoa. I don't want bloody cocoa. Come on now, Mr. Simnick. If you know what that's from, leave a note below.
I do.
All right, Mr. Simnick, let's call it a day then.
I don't want no bloody cocoa. Anyway. Right, we're digressing.
All the heroin and barbiturates an older person can need. Anyway, if you got this far on the podcast and you want to know when we put up a time reminder, which is next Thursday and the 20th after, I don't know why I did that Donald Trump thing there. Sorry about that, everyone. Hit the old subscribe button and notification bell, and you will get time reminders when we put a new video up, which will be Thursday the 3rd for Fett's sake, and the 20th is when we're coming back to the podcast. And if you liked it, please consider smashing the like button and share. Comment below, and sharing is caring, and it also helps the channel out. So we do appreciate that. And I think to our 2 listeners who are still with us, Sharon and James, thank you very much for getting through an hour and 18 minutes of this. And we will see you next time. But until then, bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.